Breaking news. Kiev achieves a breakthrough on the Dnieper. Russian news outlets report that Ukrainian forces have crossed to the other side of the Dnieper River and are now operating inside Russian-controlled territory. According to a prominent Russian millblogger known only by his pen name, Mikhail Zavinchik, Rybar, Ukrainian troops allegedly breached Russian defenses and landed on the opposite bank of the Dnieper River. On the afternoon of October 17, he said they temporarily occupied the village of Poima and positions on the northern outskirts of Pishchanivka. After the fact, the millblogger reportedly told researchers at the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, that Russian forces had driven Ukrainian forces back from those locations, towards the Dnieper River. According to ISW, he also said that as of the afternoon of October 18 a Ukrainian sabotage group was still active in Pishchanivka. A U.S.-supplied long-range weapon was recently used for the first time by the Ukrainian military, who successfully attacked 2 Russian military airfields, destroying 9 helicopters and an ammunition base. Russian ambassador to the United States Anatoly Antonov called the U.S. decision to supply the ATACMS reckless, and a grave mistake that would not change the outcome of the war. Breakthrough on the Dnieper River by Kiev forces. There were significant losses among Russia's exhausted troops in the strategic town of Avdiivka. The lack of ammunition prevents the British from using their artillery. According to the intelligence report, Ukraine fired on 2 Russian ships. Ukrainian nation and troops, Zelensky says, are encouraged by U.S. bipartisan support. Following a phone call with U.S. Vice President Joe Biden, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the unwavering support of the U.S. government was incredibly encouraging for Ukraine and its troops. On Thursday, Biden spoke with Zelensky about military support for Kyiv. According to a source familiar with Biden's plan, he will ask Congress for $100 billion in new spending, with $60 billion going to Ukraine and $14 billion going to Israel. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of last year, the United States has been the country that has provided the most aid to Kyiv. The source claims that $40 billion of the $60 billion Biden is asking for Ukraine would be used to replace and update existing U.S. weaponry. For all of our warriors and for our entire nation, Zelensky wrote on X, previously Twitter, on Friday, the unwavering bipartisan support for Ukraine in the United States is incredibly encouraging. America's investment in Ukraine's defense will ensure long-term security for all of Europe and the world, according to him. State television reported on Friday that President Vladimir Putin had visited the Russian forces' headquarters in the southern city of Rostov-on-the-Don late on Thursday to hear a report on the progress of operations in Ukraine. It showed Chief of General Staff General Valery Gerasimov assuring Putin that his troops are carrying out their tasks in line with the operation plan in the Ukraine conflict. This week, Putin declared that the Ukrainian counteroffensive had completely failed, and that Western supporters of Ukraine were less hawkish than before. Despite making some headway in their counteroffensive to the south, senior Ukrainian military officials said on Thursday that their troops were facing a new Russian onslaught in the mostly destroyed eastern city of Avdiivka.